Hey, welcome back to our podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about administering Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Chat. And we're just going to dive right into the dials that your admins, your IT folks need to work on. For today's session, I'm Mike Gannotti, and today I'm here with
Darryl Rowe. Good to see you all.
We are your co-hosts, the co-hostess with the mostests. But this is going to be actually a fairly straightforward session, right, Darryl? Because not a whole lot. So
no, pretty straightforward.
You'll notice I went into the 365 Admin Center, and we make it pretty simple to start with. So let's say I'll just start here at the home. You'll notice there is that bright, everything else black and white, monochrome on the left, except for the Copilot icon.
It's kind of a heavy little suggestion. You should click that, right?
It's like a neon light in the sign. So if I select that, it's going to bring me here. It has recommendations, things you should absolutely read through and understand. They have things on optimizing license assignment, encouraging users, highlighting, just a number of different things. There's some adoption by app, showing usage. This isn't a demo tenant, so not a lot of data here. But for our purposes today, the important piece is really going to be here, settings. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And we've got a number of these to walk through. So the first one is on Copilot diagnostic logs. And this is to send your logs for Copilot on behalf of an individual, on behalf of individual users who are having issues. So, for that, a lot of these you'll notice actually they will prompt you to go to the specific apps and enable things here, and you can learn what's collected. So some of them we're going to control here. Others, like this one, will send you then to the other admin area. But they brought it all in one spot.
And they've all pretty much
generation. This is a pretty big one.
Yeah.
You want to say something on that?
Yeah, I'll say pretty much all of them have a link to docs.microsoft as well, or a learn.microsoft to give you some idea what these things do as well. So there is some read up on a lot of these. So if you click that link, for example, learn about image generation, it will take you to our responsible AI page. Which
is important. So you understand we are not letting people create any and everything.
No.
We have guardrails in our enterprise, and that goes for even the folks, who might be using the web version, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So here we are in image generation. The default is to allow, it's what's recommended, but certainly if you want to, like I do have a customer who they're like, we don't want to allow that. We're very strict around image generation, and we want to enforce that. So you can disallow that feature, and then of course when you're done, you click save to go ahead and make that available. Yes, I'm sure. We have Copilot in Bing, Edge, and Windows, right? So managing how your organization sees. Again, this is now going to send you to other areas. You're going to learn more about enforcing how it's going to do things. And then conversely in Edge, if you want to specifically adjust the settings for that, it's going to take you to the settings for Edge and adjust those for your users. So again, another one that's going to send you out. We have Copilot for Power Platform and Dynamics. Again, you're going to get sent out for those. In Teams meetings, so this is pretty interesting. It's actually going to take you, you notice it clicked. This one, it didn't even give you the little overview. It just drops you in, right? Straight on. And so here it's going to allow me to come in and then, here in my meeting settings, as far as what we're going to do and what we're going to allow, here's Copilot. I can go ahead and then affect the how I want it to appear or not, what I want to allow for it. I can have on with save transcript required, on with transcript saved by default, or just turn it off. We don't recommend that, but you certainly could. Coming on back, Copilot we have data security and compliance. That's going to get you in. And of course, this takes you to the Purview portal. So while we're covering dials, did you want to quickly just throw out there a little bit of method
Yep.
in depth? That's a whole separate conversation. But with Purview, you're able to do some of what?
Yeah. So with Microsoft Copilot or Copilot Chat or 365 Copilot, we respect something called enterprise data protection. So we don't share your data across the internet. It's not used to train any large language models. We're not doing anything nefarious with it. We're not selling it for advertising. That said, there are maybe times where you need to do some extra controls. Maybe you have some restricted information that you don't want to even get Copilot to see. That's where Purview comes in. Purview can be used as a compliance tool. I can set sensitivity labels. Certain documents won't be indexed by Copilot, so it won't find them. Maybe I want to put something called data loss protection in. So if, for example, some files have got social security numbers or credit card numbers or other information, you don't want it indexed, that's where Purview comes in. So it's a very, very powerful tool. We could probably have a whole session on that on its own. And we'll probably have to bring in, at least I'm not the expert for that. You'd have to bring an expert in for that because I'm not the droid you're looking for that one.
But for those looking to do it, again, I love how it spells it out when you click on it. It didn't take me to the portal. It actually then broke down those different services and policies that you can change. And for each one, like data security, posture management, right? And then it go to Purview, DPS or DSPM for AI, insider risk management, sensitivity labels, retention policies, communication, compliance, audits, and e-discovery. It takes you to those specific sections so that it's taking a lot of that guesswork out. You don't have to go and look up a bunch of stuff. You can go straight to it and start to affect those changes. Extensions. Choose who can use Copilot with installed apps and extensions. So you can actually come in here with that. And again, it's going to load up all over here. And who can use extensions like different things that you can pull in and allow it to search and connect to other systems, etc. But you can have all users, no users, or specific users and groups. So we can narrow and target who's able to do that.
Yeah, the prime use for extensions we found is for enabling agents. So if you're doing your agents journey, you want some people to have agents, some not, that's where you would go to.
That's where you do it.
Yeah.
This one I love. So pin Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat.
Yep.
I highly recommend this. This is going to give you this front and center, right? So in the task bar, we're going to get that. And it says pin Copilot Chat to the nav bar to make it easier for people to access it in Teams, Outlook, and the Microsoft 365 Copilot app on web, desktop, and mobile. So it really allows you to just light up that experience pervasive throughout for your users.
Yeah, you're never more than one click away from Copilot then. So
recommendations, that's just some things that they can take a look at. And then web search for Copilot Chat, and this is for cloud policies to enable web search so that folks can whether they want to allow internet or not. We certainly recommend it, again, because you're getting enterprise data protection, but that's another area that users can look at. So that's all of it, right, Darryl? Nothing else?
Oh, well, maybe. What about Teams? How do you put it in Teams?
Teams, of course, because Teams is where we get work done.
Absolutely.
So if we come to Teams, two different places we're going to want to take a look at. First, we got to make sure it's enabled for users. So if we come in and manage apps, and then we're going to do a search on, Copilot. And there it is. We can click that and open it up. And so you need to make sure that it's turned on. And so we have it available now for everybody. So it is, right? Nothing to do there, but it has all this information. We've got details around it, privacy link, etc. There's the icon, all that provided. we have users and groups. So I love this again. So some people want to make it available to everyone. Some want to restrict. So you can come in and edit the availability for that and put that in. And then the other ones are mostly informational, settings, security and compliance. So it's really enabling it and then making it available. But once it's turned on, it doesn't mean it's going to show. There's one more step.
Right. Okay, what's that step, Mike?
That step is set up policies. So, and I love this again, because again, we can still continue to get granular, right?
Yep.
So I can have different set of policies targeting different groups. So I can target one group to make it readily pinned and others not, but I can come in very easily and I can say I don't want to add another group. I can pick a group. I'm going to pick the global one. And then to add that, it's simply I come in, click add apps, search for Copilot. There it is. Select, add, and then, it'll take a while to work, but I'm going to go ahead, save and confirm. And then that's going to be going live for everybody pinned in their right-hand column.
So they don't have to go searching for it. It's there front and center now, right?
Front and center.
Excellent.
So what about all the other dials I have to worry about?
Yeah, good question. What do we do with the other dials?
That's it, right? It's pretty straightforward.
Exactly. Yeah.
So really, you got two places to look. We come here, you got Copilot, and again, they couldn't make it any more obvious by putting everything else is black and white, and Copilot, full technic. It's like Technicolor vision. And then over in Teams, just managing apps, making sure again that app is enabled like this.
Yep.
And there it is. So making sure that's done, and then making sure it's unblocked, and then going into your setup policies, and then enabling it and putting the order where you'd like it.
Very
Easy
good.
peasy.
Yeah, and that does that for Copilot Chat for web, or if you've got the license for both, right? So you don't need to have the license; you can just do it if you've got the
freely available.
Yeah.
That's what I love. You can give everybody that experience. So again, they're doing so as an admin. I want users to do the right thing.
Yes.
And I want to enable that. I don't want them going out to something on the web or something else where I don't know where our data is going, if it's being grabbed, etc. Make it enabled for them so they have access at their fingertips. So they can, and we're going to provide some links for change management and adoption and all that. We have a ton of resources to help you with that. But to actually set the dials, it's pretty straightforward.
Very cool.
That's all I got. You got any last words?
No, I think that's I think we covered it.
Well, with that then, before our next session, Darryl and Mike, bidding you have a great day, and get out there and enable it for your users.
And don't just enable it, go use it too.
And use it yourself. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Thank you. Take care.